Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time once again, but we
Super
have
long.
we have
Don't worry about that.
finally done what needs to be done, and I sat down and I decided it was time to nut up or shut up and watch all of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I would always get asked, "Oh, you like animation? Have you ever seen Avatar?" And I would be like, "No, no,
You'd
I've
say no
never seen."
because you're a bitch.
And everyone would always
Bruh,
be like, "What are
so
you kidding
surprising.
me? Oh, this
Bro,
the
I was so
silly."
mad at you. This is a
Yeah.
bigger slap to the face than me not watching Stranger Things because, like,
Yeah.
the amount of
Well,
time.
see, I've had some time to think about it, and there were people around me when I was a kid who we would watch Nickelodeon and Avatar would come on, and you could tell that they liked the show, but I wouldn't pay any attention whatsoever. All I knew is like, yeah, that's Aang. People like Aang. Like he's the main character of the show. So it wasn't that I didn't like the show. It was just like it was one of
You
them
never gave
things.
it a
It
chance.
It
never
was
caught my attention when I was a kid.
yeah.
Aang isn't even the best character, too.
No,
That's like
I
saying
mean
Naruto is your favorite character.
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty base thing to say. Yeah.
that no, but that's fair. I mean, I didn't really get into it as a kid. I did. I mean, semi recently, like in 2018 or something. But when I
Ye-
did, I
I
was like,
remember, I remember
"This is the
watching the
best."
very first season, like as it came out, and I
I
was like,
do
really
remember
young.
that. I did, but then like I missed
And
an
then, like,
episode,
because
and
I
so
was
I
a child, like it of
Yeah.
course needed to wait for season two, so it just like left my memory. I didn't know what happened to the show until I was like a teenager, and I was like, oh my god, they finished that show.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I finished that show.
It's about 23.38 hours. It's 61 episodes. So it's not too bad, but it can like, and I'll explain it a little bit more when we talk about it. But there was a large section of probably most of book one where I was just like, nothing is happening. Like there was every episode was like we're gonna go to this place, we're gonna help these people, and we're gonna talk about Aang learning all this stuff. And then Zuko, you knew what Zuko was doing. I have to catch the Avatar. And
Every
every
single
single
one.
episode,
No,
Avatar,
well, there is a
Avatar,
reason
Avatar.
for that though. So the creators in the first season, of course, they were produced by Nickelodeon, which was a children's channel, so
Yeah.
they had to be a childish, for lack of a better term. They had to satisfy an immature audience through Nickelodeon's eyes, and Nickelodeon wanted to cancel this show. But they kind of got a cult following, so they got re-up for season two. And once they had their following and season two hit, they're like, all right, let's turn up the maturity level a little bit.
Yeah.
And they kept inching it up until basically Day of Black Sun, I think, is when shit really hits the fan. And it's
Yeah.
like we are full on like dark themes, mature content. So
But
that
yeah,
was a
That makes
Nickelodeon
sense.
versus
Yeah.
writer
when I
type of
was
situation.
like fresh in it, I mentioned to Quinn too. I was like, yeah, I'm binging Last Airbender finally. He was like, "Oh, dude, you got to book three yet?" And I was like, "No." He was like, "Book three's different. It's just different." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So like there wasn't a lot in season one that I really stuck to, I think. But then season two or book two, you're going into the Earth Kingdom. So then Toph comes in, all the Earth Benders come in. And that's when it
Yeah.
kind of started to pick up a little bit. And I remember complaining to Justin. I was like, what really made me kind of not mad, but it was like with Katara's thing, it was like she did a little bit of practicing with this dude, and then this
Yeah.
dude was like, "All right, you're good enough to be Aang's master." And I was like, "What? That's bullshit." But then with Toph, it was like, "No, yeah, Toph's like a master. Like no one looks at Toph and is like, you're a piece of shit. Like Toph
Yeah,
is
nah.
up here." And then to invent a new form of bending, which I
Oh
saw
yeah, dude.
coming. I
Oh,
saw
that's
that
such a good
coming.
moment in the show.
Yeah. It's
When they're
nuts.
fighting, I think Azula, and Toph makes herself like metal armor that covers her
Oh
whole body.
yeah.
That shit was hot. That was pretty hot. But
Who
like,
was your favorite character?
I think out of everybody, it was, I mean, without Appa being
Yeah.
included, because Appa was the shit.
Like, I mean, it's okay if one of your
Yeah.
favorite characters is Appa. I mean, everybody loves Appa,
Yeah,
so he's
so
allowed to be one of your
there's
favorites.
there's a top three, and Appa's number three because Appa smacks.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm really having to think it through hard, because there's certain characters that I like King Boomy was fire. Y'all were playing, or well, Justin at least was playing with Sokka, but Sokka ended up being hard.
Sokka is
Uh,
hard.
Yeah.
yeah,
What?
yeah. He downplayed Sokka hard. He was like,
Uh
Sokka don't do nothing cool, bruh. Like, and I'm like,
uh
oh, word. And then this man gets a meteorite sword and learns
Oh
like
yeah, he
sword
literally
fighting.
is
he
the
lit
comic relief of the whole show. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
without Sokka, that show
He's
is not
also OP.
as
So I think number two be a good old uncle, the Dragon of the West. Uncle Iroh was,
Uncle Iroh is hot.
it was
Uh,
fire. His arc was wild because like, yeah,
oh, that part
he
about his
was a
son.
feared general. He had a son, his son died. Then he just became like an old man for a long arc, but then him being imprisoned was kind of
Right.
rough. Like
Yeah,
every time they would go visit him, I would be like, "Oh, poor uncle." And then this man literally drops everything and it just Roshi's out in his prison cell, starts like
Yeah,
pull
dude.
like, bro, homie was hard, but the scene with him the most was when Zuko came to be like, dude, I'm sorry. And I was like, he ain't mad at you, bro. I know Uncle ain't mad at you.
Uh-huh.
And he wasn't, because he was real.
He
But
wasn't.
I think the best character in the show is obviously Toph. I mean,
a lot of yeah. No, Toph's
I mean,
definitely a
that's
fan favorite.
a good top three for sure.
That's a good top
Soccer
three.
shout out.
every
Yeah.
situation that Toph was involved in, it was just like, don't worry. I'm just gonna fucking beat everyone's ass with some rocks and y'all just get out of here. Yeah, Toph
Word.
was
Literally.
sick.
Out of just out of snap judgment decision, did you like the show?
So the thing I was gonna say is I remember a while back where my excuse for not watching the show was like, everybody around me's hyping it up too hard, and if something's too hype, I don't want to watch it. And it sounds douchey, but my reasoning is it's like, if it gets hyped up too hard, I'm the type of dude that expects too much from the show. So I did go in expecting this like extravagant display of animation and like everyone be, "Oh, this is the greatest
What? No.
cartoon ever." So I don't think
It's
I
up there.
liked it as much as you think I may have, but there was a point where I noticed in my head, like I consciously was paying attention. I was like, every episode that came on, I was stopping what I was doing and like
You're
actually
like, whoa.
watching.
You had to
Yeah.
know what the gang
And
was
that
up
finale,
to.
Yeah.
dog. That finale.
Oh, dude. I knew it. That's yesterday when I was like, I can't do this tonight. Netflix was like, oh, yeah, you have an hour and 32-minute episode left. And I was like, that's a film.
That's a
Like, that is a literal
movie.
film. And I have 20 minutes of this one left. I'm like, that's 2 hours, bro. I don't think I can pop this out
Yeah.
right now. But yeah, seeing the finale, that was probably the best like reaction episode for me. Like there were times where I was visibly outspoken
Nice.
about what was happening. It's like, oh shit. And then he like hits the avatar state, and I'm like, oh, it's over. He's about to tear you up, dog. And then like that's what I was saying before too, is I had no idea Dave Filoni directed
Yeah,
episodes of
right.
Avatar, who is like the king of Star Wars lore right now. It's like that's pretty intense. And that yeah, and Mark Hamill. Now let me say,
Yeah,
Mark Hamill always plays a fantastic villain, and Fire Lord Ozai was banging. Like that the whole
no.
last
Firelord
episode.
Ozai to me was like so average until he
Yeah.
started the invasion. It was like, oh, this is why he's terrifying. Got
And you
it.
knew he was going to be
Yeah.
terrifying because they
Like
kept him in
this was a
shadows and they
scorched
kept him
earth
hidden.
motherfucker.
Like,
It's so incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
Just like they didn't even really get into it, but think about like just in the little bit that they are able to accomplish before the Avatar approached them, how much death they caused
Oh
in
yeah,
that
dude.
very small amount of time.
That's why it just felt like there was such a long period where like that was the show. The show is like, we're gonna show up to this village, we're gonna save these people from the Fire Nation, and then we're gonna leave. And the next episode is we show up, we save these people from the Fire Nation, and we leave. And like it just felt so
Yeah.
draining to watch at first.
Yeah, it's not until Aang is like, I need to master all four elements so that I can save the world from the Fire Lord, where it starts to actually like get that speed. Because I think anything before that is literally just character development. It's like this is how these people react in situations.
In terms of length, now I did this one a little weird because I didn't necessarily crunch binge it like you guys did. Cause like work and I would come home some days and just fall asleep. But if I had to total it in, it took me about 2.5 full days, nonstop content. And I wouldn't say it's as bad as binging like Stranger Things.
Down is
yeah.
rough.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's an animation, so I feel like it's a little bit easier to deal with, like mentally.
That's fair. That's fair. All right.
But
Well, me and Red are gonna test your retention of everything
okay,
real quick. Make sure you know that within those 2.5 days that you
all right.
got it all in.
Let's see
All
how this
right.
goes.
So, who was the Avatar before Aang?
Oh,
Disgusting. Look up the
Avatar
screen
Roku,
quiz.
All right. Who was the Avatar before Roku?
Kiyoshi.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
Solid.
Nice.
Solid.
Who said the following quote? That's rough, buddy.
What?
That's a deep cut.
uh,
He said, that's rough, buddy.
That's
I feel
rough,
like
buddy.
I feel like I hear it. Is it part of, are they part of Team Avatar?
Yeah.
Is Sokka?
It's no. It's
Uh
Zuko to Sokka when Zuko tells him about
okay.
his girlfriend, the moon.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Who are all of
Man, that's
Sokka's
rough, buddy.
girlfriends?
Oh man, Suki is the Kyoshi warrior.
Yeah, that was one of my questions. Is who's the leader of the Kyoshi
Um,
warriors?
there was the moon chick, which I can't remember her name at all.
Okay.
Uh,
There's a third secret one, but it's not real.
It's not Toph. You're not counting Toph, are you?
I'm not counting Toph. No,
Oh,
Toph did have a crush on Sokka.
Yeah.
They might have had kids in the future. I don't know.
I
You
don't
gotta let me
know.
know.
Suki's the only one I can really remember because she
yeah.
was the dominant one.
I can't think of the
Ty
third
Lee,
one.
dude.
See, I wanted to say Ty Lee, but I didn't know if he
Oh,
liked
I don't
Ty
remember
Lee.
that.
There was a little something between Ty Lee and
Wow.
Sokka,
Because I was about to
for
say
sure.
Ty Lee was saucy, bro. They knew what they were doing with Ty Lee.
yeah.
The beach episode, it was like, you people are
You're
dirty,
like,
son.
bro. Said we want
No,
teenagers
yeah,
to
dude.
watch now.
Let me see. Who was the assassin sent after Aang in
Mm.
season 3? In
With the
book 3?
metal hand and shit.
Yeah, what was his name?
Wasn't it like
You
June or
fucking
something?
laser eye, dude.
Yeah.
Was
I'll
I
it?
give
don't
you a
even
hint.
remember
It's kind
his
of like a
name, bro.
supervillain name.
I thought it was June
Laser eye is
something.
pretty good.
And
It
yeah, they
was the
called him.
Combustion Man.
Oh, right,
Oh,
combustion
well, yeah, that's
man.
what Sokka called him. Zuko says his actual name, and I can't remember what it
Fair
was.
enough. Fair enough.
But he's like, June, I don't want you to kill the
All right.
Avatar. And he's like, yeah,
The
whatever.
Earth King, not King Boomy, the Earth King of Ba Sing Se. What did he have as a pet?
Mm. Oh, damn. No, I think that was King Boomy's pet. Uh, damn, that's a deep one. I don't know.
Uh,
That
I really don't.
it was a regular bear, not a moose bear,
Oh,
oh,
damn
it was
not
it.
a turtle bear.
Yeah. He would ask the bears. Yeah. Okay, damn it.
right.
That was a deep
I
one.
even I was like,
Yeah, he would
That's a
talk to
pretty
the
deep one.
bear.
Just a
the one
regular
one of
bear.
the
Okay.
only normal animals. I
Okay,
feel like he
okay.
retained quite a bit. I feel like that was pretty solid.
No, yeah.
That's I ain't got no more. You will fire anymore.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, okay, what was the prison that Sokka's father was held in?
Damn, it was I don't know. I know it was Fire Nation. That's all I
No,
know.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard to remember the smaller details
It
from a
is
binge. It really is. It really is. It's
because I can
boiling
see
rock,
it.
I believe.
Boiling rock. Okay, I was about to say I can see it, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't say what it is.
Yeah. Here's a question: on a scale of 1 to 10, how mad were you when Appa got abducted?
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's funny because when Appa got abducted, I feel like that was the couple episodes where their transportation was shortened, so those were the draggier episodes. So like, yeah, losing Appa sucked. But it's weird that like they weren't necessarily bad guys. I can't they were just like
Yeah, they're sandbenders. They're just trying to get money, basically, sell something
yeah.
for money. And
They were
Aang
bad
got
guys.
mad as fuck.
Yeah,
That's how you
he
summon the
raged
Baba
out.
Yaga, bro. They didn't know.
Bro,
They
him
didn't
He
and
know.
pulled John Wick on him.
him and
Exactly.
Katara, dog. Well, it was like in book 3 when they go to the Fire Nation, everybody for some reason they like got slightly more attractive. It was like Sokka had more of like a fit. He had the
Oh no, they
sword
all got more
now.
steez.
Yeah,
Aang had hair.
everybody got style. Aang had hair. It was like, bro, this shit
Yo,
crazy.
Aang with hair was wild.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, my last super deep cut. What did the guru who is teaching Aang to master Avatar State have him drink?
Mm.
Even I don't know this dude. I
The
haven't
like
known
Indian
a few of
guru.
the Justin
Yeah.
don't
Told him he had to
need
let
his
go
friend.
of his earthly attachments.
And he
Mm.
didn't. And he got locked out of the Avatar state. But what the fuck did he drink?
It was
I,
gross.
I can't remember.
Onion and banana juice.
Ah, yeah. Damn it. Yeah, that's right. I had a whole thing in my head of like, I wonder what that would be like. Like right when he said it.
No, yeah. Well,
Damn.
I mean,
I got half of it
like I
down.
said, yeah, I mean, small details are hard, but with the comments, I can tell, you did see the whole show. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's why binging might be a little not as the best way to watch some shows because sometimes you miss out on those fine details.
Word, yeah. So I think Alex retained quite a bit, and now we can just kind of geek about the show a bit. So, real talk, what nation are you, bro? Which element?
Yeah, which element
Uh
would you be in,
I
bro?
knew this was gonna happen, so I actually put thought into it, and I think I would be Earth, dude, because
Nice,
the
solid.
Earthbenders, it just seems chill. I don't know.
I too would pick Earth, but I think by personality, I would end up being Fire Nation.
And then you've got like, bruh, Toph with the metal
Right,
bending,
dude.
and yeah, it was something else too. I started thinking, and I was like, so Toph did the metal bending. Then you had the crazy witch that taught Katara blood
How to
bending,
blood bend? Yeah,
and
dude.
then
Super fucked up.
Ozai and somewhat Zuko and Azula knew lightning. So it was like, is there a crazy one for air? I can't
So
remember.
they don't really get into it in this
Yeah.
one, but Airbenders and Korra. So the Avatar can't do it, but if you can let go of all earthly attachments, Airbenders can like just legit fly, like
Oh,
fly, like Superman style.
we
They can
bend the
also
air.
suck all the oxygen out of somebody's lungs and just kill them.
There it is,
That is a
right.
That's
thing.
pretty
That's
good.
their super creepy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, I would be an airbender.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now,
There
my heart
was
has always said airbender, and I don't know why, because I'm like afraid of heights and shit, but it always seemed fun, the shit that Aang was doing.
No, yeah. My
But
heart says
Earth,
earthbending, but
yeah,
my brain says you'd be a firebender, which is fine because I'd never have to find a lighter, so that's cool.
he says while
Um,
he's wearing Fire Nation colors.
it's a
true. Yeah,
Spider-Man
I'm
shirt.
He's
rocking
like,
Earth.
I would be Fire Nation. Yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
so I think what it boils down to is like, so firebenders have like smoke, fire, lightning, and then there's like combustion, man, but only certain people can do that. Earthbenders have earth, some learn metal, which there's more in
Yeah,
Korra, crystal, and then like if your mom or dad was like one was earth and one was fire, you might get magma bending, which is pretty cool.
what?
Yeah.
right.
And then water's the most broken because water you get water, ice, mist, rain, blood, plant,
Sweat.
sweat. Like
Katara used her sweat.
Oh, yeah,
waterbenders are
dude.
just like really the moon comes out and you just feel
You go.
the water around you like you're nuts. That lady
Yeah,
sucks water out of
that's some
trees and
crazy
shit.
shit. And then the
Airbenders are just up.
eclipse.
They're just like, we're cool up here. Y'all have fun down there.
Airbenders, they get airbending and then they also all have flying bisons. So it's like
Yeah.
well, flying
Having
bison are pretty cool.
Yeah.
they're pretty
Well,
sick.
and they have their little glide. Like they can pretty much fly. They manipulate the air in such a
Yeah,
way.
and the air scooter too is pretty neat.
Right.
I would be air scootering around all the time.
Everywhere. Yeah, dude.
Bruh, and going into the battle, they straight made Appa like some hard ass samurai armor.
No,
Yeah.
Was
dude.
like, bruh, Appa's in this bitch right now.
No, yeah. What
What
was
was
your opinions on
Nova?
Azula?
Uh, Azula was where they did the craziest animation. Like when Azula would freak out, her facial animations would be on some crazy next level
Yeah.
shit.
Low
But
key, I thought Azula was gonna be one of your favorite characters. I thought she was gonna make it into your top three.
nah, because Azula is one of those. it's a certain character type that I'm like not a big fan of, where they're they're just an asshole to be an asshole. And like there was moments where they would try to make her like sensitive, and I was like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, like,
Well,
so
there,
Jesus,
you
I'm
she's
not.
an
know,
asshole.
She
her
is an
dad
asshole to be an
sucks.
asshole,
You know,
but also, I mean,
there's
she was
trauma.
groomed and like abused as a child, like her whole life by Fire
Yeah.
Lord Ozai.
Yeah,
It's like
and then
she's a
also like,
product of a horrible upbringing, and
yeah,
Zuko would have gone down that path too had it not been for Uncle Iroh.
well,
So
and
Uncle
his
Iroh is
mom.
like the only thing that saved Zuko that was able to make him be a relatively normal person.
Yeah, at first it bugged me that there was just such a quick like I'm a good guy now and I want to join the Avatar. Like that shit kind of bothered me, but then I was like, I get it. Like he laid
Yeah,
down
he
his reasonings,
he joins in pretty
and it was
nicely.
like, yeah, if you think about it, Azula was like tormented and all that, but think about like Zuko, dog. Like homie just wanted to like live up to his dad's expectations.
I
His
also
dad
thought
is like,
Zuko was going to make it
you're
into your top
banished. And I was
five. Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean,
bruh.
yeah, Zuko's
Zuko had a
that
rough
homie, dude.
life.
He burned his face, bro. He gave him a permanent scar on his face. Like, you piece of shit, man. Then you banished him.
Right?
And
And
It
he
was
still just
like,
wanted his father's love.
yeah.
Dude burned half of his face off, and he was still like,
That's where it
"Daddy
was
loves
for
me."
me when he realized he was like, my uncle has done nothing but
But love me.
support my
Yeah.
every single move and love me and show concern. And I've been bad to him and I need to apologize. I was like, okay, now I buy it. Like
Yeah.
it was Iroh that was just all the time, just like do the
yeah,
right thing, dude. Don't be an asshole.
And something I think is crazy too is like in the Avatar universe, they have their own Illuminati, but they're the good guys. The like White
Yeah.
Lotus Society.
oh
So
right, yeah.
also before I saw this show, there was this list I was like a long time ago. There was this list, right? And it was like the saddest moments in cartoon history. And that song that Iroh sings to his fallen son
Um,
was on that list. And that episode at the end said, in loving memory of somebody. Who were they talking about?
I think that's the original voice actor for Iroh, yeah.
was
That's
that who
what,
it was? I thought it was one of. I thought it was someone's son, like in real life.
because I thought I had read that like that
I
was
think
the
it
final
pertains.
episode that that voice actor recorded or something.
I
And
feel like it pertains to him in some way.
it just, I didn't even look it up when I saw the episode. It just like, but that I haven't thought about that till just now.
Oh,
That
that's a
was,
sad moment.
yeah, it was pretty sad. But I was wondering, yeah, was there a reason they did the in loving memory thing? Like, did
Well, no,
Iris
yeah, a
voice
real
actor
person, I
die?
believe, died. Like an actual person who was
No,
involved
it
with that
definitely.
show, right?
Are you googling it? Looks like
Yeah.
you're googling
So there was a voice actor. It was Mako. What's his
Yeah,
name? Mako Iwamatsu.
let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So Rhett nailed it. It was the original voice actor of Uncle Iroh. He passed,
Oh,
and it was a dedication to him.
well, yeah, there it is. That's a
Tragic.
good, that was a good moment of the show too.
Yeah, right. Book 3 hit
So,
different.
bro, when he opened up his tea shop in Ba Sing Se, I was like so happy for him.
Right, dude. They were
Like
so
Uncle
happy
Iroh's just
there.
trying to have some tea. Yo, what are your opinions? I'm gonna throw some of the side characters at you. What are your opinions about Jet?
Bro, that was my first thought. I was just gonna be like, so Jet, right?
Uh,
Jet, yes or
Thoughts?
no?
Shots? Jet? Thoughts?
I don't know. There was a period where I definitely did not want them to trust Jet. I don't know. I don't think
Nah,
I ever liked
nah, he's
Jet.
sketchy, bro.
Nah, fuck
He's
Jet.
sketchy. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
fuck Jet.
Fueled by revenge, dude.
I don't think I ever
Yeah,
liked Jet.
I mean, true, he did
he was
kind of have
hard to like.
to Appa, but he's still
Yeah,
a piece of shit.
yeah,
His crew was alright, but Jet was whack.
His crew was all right. No, yeah, it's one of them things where it's like he was what's the word? He was already like broken.
he was irredeemable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And I mean, he was leading a crew of people that were decent people and doing right by them technically, but he was already irredeemable because all he basically wanted the exact same the Fire Nation wanted, which was to fucking murder people.
Right.
Yeah, down with Jet.
The lady with the I don't even know what it is, like an anteater badger.
The bounty hunter.
Yeah,
Oh,
She's
right.
she helps them at some point. I mean, she was alright. Her
bro, she was fine as hell.
the
I
honey
love her.
badger thing was terrifying.
No, yeah.
Oh, the
Fucking
secret
Uncle
tunnel
Iroh
bit.
coming onto her every time they met.
Yeah, that shit was terrifying, and it like saw with its smell, so it could track you for miles. It's like nah.
Yeah.
And then
She
it went
was
toe to toe with Appa, and Appa showed why you don't fuck with Appa.
yeah. Appa was the
Alpha
bomb,
OP
dude.
for sure.
TheBomb.com. So I know you liked Appa. How'd you feel about Momo?
Yeah, Momo was chill. I mean,
Yeah, so I saw this thing somebody pointed out. So like Appa was like Aang's pet, and like they kind of disguised Momo as Aang's pet. But when you think about it, Momo is definitely Sokka's pet.
Yeah.
Like Sokka was the first one that met Momo. Sokka had the most interactions with Momo. Momo is definitely Sokka's lemur.
By
100%.
the
Sokka
end,
was
yeah.
Sokka was always talking to Momo too.
Right?
It's hilarious. They were the duo, you know. They were
Yeah. Now, my favorite character, to be completely honest, is Sokka. He is my number one.
Yeah,
Because I
Sokka was
think
dope.
without Sokka, that show is whack.
I mean,
Even though
yeah,
he's the only non-bender on Team Avatar on the Fearsome Foursome,
and he keeps up.
bro, he
yeah.
worked
Ish.
hard, man.
Yeah.
He had
He's
that
smart
whole
too.
arc of like, I'm just worthless. I mean nothing. And it was like, nah, your role is to just become a badass warrior, dude. Like you're a leader. That's
Yeah.
that's your role. That's fine.
Nah,
And
and
he,
one of
he
my
got
least favorites, low
the
key, is
wolf helmet.
Katara for leading on Aang all the time.
Hey, it's like, no, yeah. Well, Katara was sick. Katara
He
was sick.
said, "You keep, you keep my wife
How
name
dare
out
you
of your
talk about
fucking mouth."
Katara? I struck a chord with Alex.
No, I
Alex
did,
really likes
bro.
Katara.
Katara could turn water into like razors, dog. That shit was cool as
No,
hell.
yeah. In case you're wondering, so she's like the way I picture her and why she became a master so fast. I feel like she's like one of those like autistic savants who's just like really
Damn,
good.
bro.
You can't say.
Why are you saying this?
No, yeah,
Oh
but she's just like
no.
unnaturally gifted at waterbending. Like she
Well,
caught a
there was
fish in the
also.
first episode, and I feel like that's something that like you have to like practice to like make a good little bubble to catch a fish like that as a waterbender. And she had no teacher. She was just like bloop, and got it. She got mad and freed an Avatar state iceberg that had been there for 100 years.
Bro, hey, if it wasn't for Katara, the world would not have been
That's
saved by
true.
the Avatar, bro.
I mean, they all
There you
played a
go.
vital role.
They did.
Yeah, it was funny to me how Justin downplayed Sokka, and then by
That's
the
so
end of
funny.
it, I
Yeah,
was like,
you
"Nah,
should have known.
Sokka's the homie's got the wolf helmet and shit when they
No,
go
yeah.
into war."
No, Sokka is the best character. Like that show doesn't exist without Sokka.
Yeah, and I know from Google shit, I know about Tenzin too, which is Aang and Katara's
Katara's
son
son.
from
They have four
Korra.
children.
Yeah. Do you think you'll
Hold
go and
on.
Boomy,
watch?
one of their kids is named Boomy. He's a non-bender. just like Sokka.
Oh
Go
yeah.
Boomy.
Do you
Um,
think you'll watch Korra now
you
after watching
should watch
Avatar?
Korra. So your biggest critique I noticed of the show was it wasn't as extravagant, and they were definitely working with the funding Nickelodeon was giving them, which keep in mind was trying to cancel their shows, so they weren't getting that much funding.
Yeah.
But for Korra, since it was Netflix, and we all know Netflix just likes to fucking throw money at people.
Mm-mm.
Um, Korra, even the writers themselves was like, that is a better visual representation of what we always wanted Avatar to be, because they're just throwing it left and right. Martial arts is a heavy influence into it. There's a sport competition called pro bending that's basically like the NFL
Yo, that
for
shit's
benders,
hot.
and it's crazy. So
Oh,
if you want the extravagant animation, that's the series you should watch. And I think it'll actually hit you a little bit more. And it's just because I know you. They hit a very like 20s New York vibe with
yeah.
Korra, like the announcer when he's like recapping the last episode. Like he comes on and he talks like this because like it's
Oh
like
right, yeah, they are
that
like
like
the
20s like
20s. Yeah.
news shit. So there's like vehicles and stuff. There's the Triple Triad Gang, which is like the Yakuza but made of benders.
But
I think you'll like it.
word. So maybe I might end up just saying screw it and going into the Legend of Korra
Legend of Korra.
70
Yeah.
years after Avatar.
So how would you say yeah, so how you feel after binging it? Like what's the toll that binging Avatar takes on you?
I For this to be the first binge, I definitely realized that they put that toll on you as in like you have to watch it. Like even if you like don't necessarily want to, you like have to binge the show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in terms of that, it's kind of daunting to just have that responsibility. As you can see, it took so damn long to get it done and record it. But like I said, I think this show isn't as bad because there's just it doesn't like pound lore into you all at one time.
Yeah,
You
they're pretty
like
Yeah.
take it
casual.
slow. You've got visuals, you're learning different things about creatures and characters, so they keep it decently interesting. But I think if I were to have sat down and done it nonstop for like 2 days or whatever, I probably would have been way more irritated with the whole thing, to be honest.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
with a crazy finish too. Because I mean, I agree with you. Like, especially starting out in Avatar, like book one is a drudge. You know,
Yeah,
like you just got to get through it. But like it's got a lot of growth, which is
Yeah.
better than it coming downhill. So
true. Yeah. If it was
um,
just boring, I would have been kind of mad.
right. But I mean, it wouldn't have the following it has if it were
Yeah, we
bad.
wouldn't have pressured them
Yeah.
so hard.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
But
yeah, if you
now,
had to give the binge rating, if you had to
yep,
recommend it as a binge for somebody, what would you give it? 1 out of 10.
Uh Binge rating, I'm gonna say it's 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10, not bad.
7 out of 10.
Pretty
Okay.
easy to do. Knock it out in a
Yeah,
few days.
it's like
Yeah.
right at the good level.
Not horribly
Nice.
long. You can probably.
Nah.
Would you suggest someone do it in a longer time frame? Like maybe
Well, I
take it like a week or 2 weeks to do the
Like
show.
one, yeah.
I mean, I had it down to a somewhat of a science, and it was like each episode after the opening is roughly 23 minutes. So if you sat down in an hour and 9 minutes, you could watch 3 episodes. And it was book one had a certain amount, then you had like a little bit less with book two, then a little bit less with book three. So I feel like if you didn't have other stuff going on, you could probably binge it and it not be an issue. Usually, like, well, it was a
Word.
good show. But if you have other stuff going on, I don't know, you might want to take a little bit to space it out and understand everything as it comes in.
Fair
All
enough.
right, word. Now for the
No.
whack rating. Me and Rhett being fans, I'm gonna give Avatar: The Last Airbender a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's a
Okay.
fantastic series. Like I said, the drawbacks of season one, how immature it is and how slow it is to get through, is what brings that down.
Yeah.
2 and 8 for me. Um,
I'm
but
gonna
book
give
two
it.
fires.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Oh,
So fire.
okay. I mean, I could agree with eight. I think eight's pretty because like there's definitely from what I've gathered from people who've seen it, their favorite parts are books. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Quinn's favorite's book
Like it's not like
three.
you're like, oh, I like the desert. It's like I like book
Yeah.
two,
Yeah,
the
book two
whole
was the
season.
best. But I think book three was
I
what
mean,
brought it up in my personal
Yeah, I
viewing.
definitely like book three the most, and like I said, that's just because of the mature themes. Like they
Yeah.
battle mental disorder, they battle
I
abuse, like familial abuse, death, things of that nature. Which,
true.
to be honest, is things we all as adults have to learn to cope with, anyways. So having a
Yeah.
TV show touch on those subjects is kind of nice.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. So probably a whack rating of 8 out of 10.
Um,
Pretty solid show.
eight.
Go
Yeah.
watch it if you haven't watched it yet.
It is on Netflix in its entirety if you
All right,
haven't
so the
seen it
whack
yet.
rating for this show is 8.3 out of 10.
All
Where'd
right.
you
Oh
rounded?
yeah. Yeah, we're
Tight.
sweet.
8.3, baby. Avatar The Last Airbender is a certified bop. It is a hood classic.
So glad you watched it. Before we end this show, let's think of some thoughts. If you could own one animal from Avatar: The Last Airbender, what would it be? Mine would be a moose lion. I'd like to own a moose lion because they're scary.
I would definitely one of the like beaver hybrids.
Beaver hybrids,
Just something with a bill.
Sheesh, I don't
platypus
know.
bears.
Platypus bear, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't really pay attention to a lot of the animal
Well,
species.
there's even more in Korra, bro.
There are,
Way,
there
way
are.
more.
Well, give that a thought. Hit us in the comments. What would you like to
True.
own? Is it a seal penguin? All right. Is it a flying bison? I should have chose flying bison. All
I was gonna
right.
say
I
I would dig a Momo. That'd be pretty cool.
A Momo. Okay, there we
Just
go.
have a little big-eared monkey ride around with you, a lemur, if you will.
hell yeah.
Nice. All right.
We'll, we'll catch
Well,
you guys.
there you have it, folks. Avatar Last Airbender 8.3 for the show.
Yeah,
Overall, 7 binge rating.
and
So go ahead, give it a watch.
next episode, just gotta prepare everybody. Next episode, all Spider-Man 2. Okay. If you haven't played Sony's Spider-Man 2, it's we're coming in hot next episode. So just be forewarned. We have
No,
all
yeah,
three
it's so
played it.
hot that we're not even going to talk about Baldur's Gate 3, which is probably getting Game of the Year. We're
Bro, of
just going to
course we're
talk
gonna
about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Spider-Man episode, so look forward to that. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Nice.
All right,
All right.
everyone. See you later.